Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As promised, this is going to be my updated foundation slash base routine. So if you would like to see all the new techniques, thanks to TikTok, that I learned and just how I've been doing my base lately, please keep watching. So I figured this could work with probably any kind of foundation that is your favorite. So don't feel like you need to go get the specific foundation that I'm using. I think if you just use whatever one is your favorite, it will be fine. And then for primers, I feel like I kind of gravitate towards primers that pretty much do the same thing, which act like a moisturizer on my skin. So I think you could get away with using your favorite primer as well, depending on your skin type. So first I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose. I'm almost out of this, so I'm trying to use it up. I have been using a spray primer and a regular primer for like the past 4 years, so that's just something that I've always done. So this isn't new or anything, but oh, and I'm out of it now. Another favorite of mine is the Smashbox Primer Water. I really like this too. Sorry if you can hear a buzzing noise. I swear it's like, it's my ring light and I don't understand because like right when I first turn it on it's fine and then the buzzing gets louder and louder and louder and then it'll go away. So I don't really know what's going on with that. I thought I needed to replace it, but then it'll stop buzzing, so I don't know. So I apologize if it's like super annoying. So for primer today, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Base Tape Hydrating Primer. Like I said, really any kind of primer that you like. So if you have oily skin and you need a mattifying primer, feel free to use that. If you have dry skin like me, anything hydrating. And I kind of like rub and pat. I have self-tanned a while ago, I think. What's today? Saturday? I self-tanned on Monday night and my body still looks really good. I always make sure to like put lotion on a few times a day, so I think that really helps. But because I wash my hands so much, it's starting to like fade. And then I usually self-tan like when I'm going to do it, I'll self-tan in preparation for like the whole week, right? But then like on day like 3 of self-tan, because I wash my face a lot, the self-tan doesn't really stick on there. I mean, I wash my body too, but for some reason, like the self-tan won't really stick to my face as long. Like it'll start to like get off probably because I exfoliate and stuff like that, you know, but I usually put on like some kind of self-tanner on my face throughout the week just so that way my face stays tan or somewhat close to my body shade. I know a lot of people don't self-tan their face, which I totally get because I do have dry skin and it really does dry out my skin, and then I'll get a couple of pimples like in places that I don't normally get them, like right on my hairline. I usually don't get pimples there, but because I put self-tanner on there I do. So it's kind of like, you want a tan face and pimples, or do you want to be pale and have a tan body? So it's kind of like a give or take, you know? Okay, so now that that's in, everything's all nice and sticky. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way. This is in the shade Sand. This is basically like my go-to self-tan foundation. It has been for a while. It's just the only one that like I feel like for real matches me. It's not too warm, it's not too neutral. It's kind of just like the perfect shade for this self-tan. So I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to use a sponge to apply it. So I started doing this because I ran out of makeup wipes. So this is what I'm having to do. Might have to go, maybe that gives me an excuse to go to TJ Maxx. And then this sponge I got from the 99-cent store and I love it. I had it in a haul once. I can't remember the name of it, like the name of the brand, but it was $1. And to me, it's like the perfect dupe for the Real Technique sponge. I feel like you either like the Beauty Blender or you like Real Technique sponge, the orange one. Like there's no in between. Like for me personally, I like the Real Technique sponge more than the Beauty Blender. But yeah, this reminds me a lot of that one. And I only bought one at the time because I was like, I don't want to buy a bunch of them and then I don't like them, you know. And now I'm literally kicking myself for not buying like 5 because I love it. But so I'm just gonna pat this in, and I do have a few breakouts down here. Not really sure. Pretty sure this is like hormonal acne. I don't really know. I haven't had any of that in a while, so I'm not really sure where it came from all of a sudden. Oh yeah, and I have lash extensions. I mean, I'm sure you guys already noticed, but I got lash extensions again, and I know they're not good for your lashes, but my natural lashes suck anyway, so But I don't know why I ever stopped getting them. Well, I guess I couldn't really get them, you know, considering everything that's been going on the last year or two, but I could kick myself for stopping getting them. Like, yeah, they're pricey, but to me, like, I don't know, they're almost like worth it. So I think I'm gonna keep them for a while, maybe like 6 months, and then let them all fall off. Let my natural lashes kind of like heal up a little bit, and then get them again. But I think I'm definitely gonna keep them for 4 to 6 months. This is the first time. So this is the first initial, and then I got hybrid. Some of them have fallen out already because I'm on like almost week 3 of wearing them, but they look pretty good for almost 3 weeks, right? Like, I know from the past of me getting lash extensions, like my lash retention is really good. So yeah, but I've never gone to this lash lady before, and I really like her. It's the first time I went to her, and then I'll go for a fill here in like a week or so. So that, and then I've been getting my nails done a lot lately, which it's, again, these things are like pricey, but I forget how much better they make me feel. Like, I haven't had acrylics in like 4 years, and I'm gonna get new ones here soon for Christmas. I think I'm gonna do like just red, but I forget how like these little things like just make me feel better. And I feel like because of the baby now, I just don't have time to sit here, hence why I'm not really filming that much. I don't film as much as I used to, but when I go get my lash fill here in like a week, she's also going to do the brow lamination, which I've been trying to do it kind of like at home with the soap brow look, and I love, like, the less harsh brows just look better on me, I think. But I feel like because I have these dark lashes and have blonde eyebrows, it just, I don't know, like the lashes, with not having anything else on my face, it like doesn't balance. Does that make sense? Like, these are just like an eyesore kind of, because you can't really see my brows. So when she does my brows next, she's gonna do, like I said, the brow lamination. So I'm super excited for it, because I think she says she uses like henna to brow tint them, to tint my brows, something like that. And then she'll do the lamination where they're all fluffy, which is Frank's favorite. Just kidding, he hates that look, but I love it. So yeah, I'm super excited, because then I'll have my brows done, my lashes done. So really all I have to do is pop on some concealer, a little bit of cream contour, maybe some lip stuff, and head out the door, and I'm like ready. Like, I cannot wait. But anyways, I'll stop rambling. So moving on to concealer. So this is just like if I'm feeling like it or if I'm not, you know what I mean? So sometimes I will go in with an under eye brightener. So I've been bouncing between these two. This is the Benefit Ooh La Lift, and then this one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer. They both kind of have like a whitish pink kind of opal reflection type of feel to them. And then if you don't have either one of these, or you want something cheaper, you can get the Maybelline under eye brightener. It comes in like the tube. It's the Age Rewind. I don't have it on my desk right now, but I do have just the concealer. So it looks like this, which I love too, the concealer itself. But you can also get the brightener version, which is like a salmon color. I love that one. Like, I've probably repurchased it like 3 or 4 times in the last 10 years or so. But I'm trying to use these, so that's why I have these out. So let's go ahead and use the Benefit Ooh La Lift. You can see, like, this is... And I usually try to focus it more so in the inner corner, like so. And then I'll kind of bring it to the center, because that's where my darkness is. Most of my darkness is right there. Like, I don't really have under eye bags, but I do have like under eye veins that you can like really see. So, and I don't know why, but this has like a cooling effect. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but it totally does. So I'm just going to use this brush to push it in. You can use any brush or your finger. This is a Morphe G38. So I'm just going to lightly push that in. I think it would be fun for a video after this, because I wanted to show you guys my updated base routine, because I have been doing things differently. But I think after this, if you guys want, I could do like how I used to do my makeup versus how I do it now, and we could just see what it looks like. Let me know if you guys would like to see that. So I just press that in like that. I mean, really, if you want to do a no makeup day, you can just pop a little bit of this on and skip concealer. So for concealer, again, use any kind that you like. Right now, I'm just using the Physicians Formula Insta Ready Full Coverage Concealer. This little guy right here. It's like the most perfect dupe for the MAC concealer that looks like this. So this is in the shade Fair. I was trying to get away with not putting anything on the back of my hand, but I have to. Now this is super light because this is the only shade I have of this and I love it. So we're gonna have a super bright under eye today. But if you don't like a super bright under eye, don't feel like you have to do it. Like I said, just use whatever you're comfortable with. Let's try this thing. This is the e.l.f. Sculpting Concealer Brush. I'm just gonna use this to apply the concealer, not necessarily blend out, but okay. So this is one of the things I do differently is I bring it up like this. Like so. Usually I would do like the triangle like everybody does, but I started doing it like this and I still kind of do a little bit of a triangle because I don't want it to look like I have like a concealer glass, you know, like if I'm wearing like a concealer made of glasses, you know what I mean? But bringing it up like this, I feel like just really helps like lift my face. And this is one of those things I saw on TikTok, but I do bring mine down a little bit lower, like underneath like where my eye socket would be, I guess, because if I put it right on my eye socket, it's gonna look like glasses. So I do bring it down a little bit underneath. I just don't go all the way down like a triangle anymore. And then I am gonna get a little bit on the sides of my nose, like so. And then I'll hit a little bit right here because I am a little red. And then we'll do the center. That's still the same for me. And then we'll do right here, which I sometimes do this and I sometimes skip it. It just depends. But I do have a little bit of a breakout there right now, so I'm going to put some there. And then I still do my chin. But I'm going to go closer, like to the middle of my chin right here. Because I feel like when I go down here, it makes my chin look bigger. So I've been putting it right kind of in the crease right here. You can see. And yeah, that's about it. I'm just going to go back in with this brush. You can use a sponge, whatever you prefer. And I'm just going to lightly pat that in. And if I didn't have the lash extensions, I would also use the concealer for my lids, which I would normally just apply it straight on my lids, but I don't want to get on the lashes, so I'll just take whatever's left on the brush and go over my lids. But it really does give that like lifting effect that I love. You can see, like, look at that, just like pulled it back. And I'll probably do that with my, but you can see how I kind of brought down like a little bit of a triangle, which I'll probably fix with cream contour. But, and then I'm just gonna go in with my sponge just to make sure that's really blended in. And then back over all of this. Okay, so here's my foundation and my concealer, primer, all of that. So this is the other thing that I've been doing differently. Real quick. So I've been taking this, I busted this guy out again. I forgot how good it was. So really, I recommend this Wet n Wild contour stick, but if you have like a cream contour stick or a cream bronzer that you like, that's like your tried and true, feel free to bust that out. But if you can get your hands on these guys, I promise you they don't disappoint. So when I'm a little bit lighter and like I don't really have a self-tan or like a little bit of a self-tan left, I'll use the Wet n Wild contour stick in the shade Oaks on You. I'm sure you guys have seen me use this a million times. But I got the darker version, so now I have the shade Call Me Maple, and I've been using this and I love it. So this is so good. Okay, but What I noticed is before when I would apply it, I would blend it out immediately and it would kind of like disappear, you know? But then I started applying it and then I fill in my brows, and then when I'm done with my brows, I blend it out and it's perfect. I think it just needs to sit on the skin a little bit longer so you really get that color payoff instead of just blending it away. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to apply this and then I'll leave you guys to do my brows and I'll come back. So let's apply this. So before I would have gone right here, like right where my cheekbone is, but now I put it up higher because we're trying to lift the face, you know? So now I'm just going to do a little bit like that. See how I put it above my natural cheekbone? And then I'll do the same on this side, like so. And then I still do my nose contour the same. I just blend it out just like a little bit differently. So we're just gonna apply that, and then this is still the same, and this is still the same, but I do kind of do that like I just drank like chocolate milk or ate a candy bar type of thing now, which is funny because, okay, so every time I contour my lips, I usually just do the Cupid's bow and then underneath. And then I saw on TikTok that people started doing all around their lips, and I was just like, it's funny to me because like a photo shoot I did back in 2011-ish, she did my makeup, and it's the first time I've ever had my makeup done to where it was like full glam. Like when I looked in the mirror, I didn't even recognize myself. It's like the best feeling ever. But she did that. And she also did the nose contour, which is also the first time I've ever seen that. And she said, I want to say she said it was like an old Marilyn Monroe trick. It was called like the brown noser or something like that. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just telling you what she said. But she also did it around my mouth and my nose. And that's the first time I've ever seen that. And yeah, I don't know. I always think of that whenever I do this. But so now I'm going to apply it there. And then I want to get rid of this. So I usually go above the jaw a little bit, you can see. So you can see it, right? So I'm gonna apply it there, and then I go straight underneath like that. And then when I blend it out, I'll blend it down, you know? And then I saw this one TikTok where they take it and they follow it kind of like if you were gonna do a skull makeup, and they go like this, and it looks good. It just doesn't look good on me, but I wanted to throw it out there in case you guys wanted to try it. So they basically would follow their natural cheekbone and then drag it down like this, which I guess we could try. We'll just do it so I could show you guys what I'm talking about. So basically looks like that. And then I am gonna go ahead and do my forehead because I haven't decided if I want to wear my bangs down or not. And I want to give my forehead more of a rounded, see, I have a square shaped forehead, but I want to give my forehead a more of a rounded look. So we're gonna apply the bronzer, kind of like a half moon. Okay, so now that that's there, I'm gonna let this sit. I'm gonna hop off here and I'm gonna do my brows, and then I'll come back. So this is how I've been doing my brows lately. I'll kind of just do all of this and then I'll sit, and then at the end of my makeup, when I'm done with my makeup, I'll go back and kind of tweak them a little bit. But I usually use this Makeup Revolution soap brow thing, but it always falls out. I can only use this before I do my foundation. If I try to put it on top of my foundation, it just like messes it all up. So on days that I do my foundation first, this is what I usually do. So let me find it. Okay, so this is the Profusion Brow Palette. So I'll take the brow wax and I'll apply it, and then I'll kind of like pull it up with my finger, like just so my hairs are a little bit more coarse, I guess. So I'll do that, and then I'll go in with the NYX Brow Glue and I'll like slather this everywhere, and then I'll take the back of a brush, like any brush will do, so I just use this one, and then I'll drag it. I'll like push it and pull up all my brows with that. And then I busted this out. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but this is the ColourPop Blondie Brow. It's like a cheaper version of the Anastasia Dip Brow. So I use this, and then I just put it on a brow brush. So this is the Profusion brow brush, and I'll just drag it up to get the color in there. And then if I need to like darken up my tails like of my brows, I didn't do that today, but I'll just take a brow pencil and I'll just flick a couple of like fake hair strokes, and then I'll comb it out. So after I do that, I put the concealer on underneath and I carve out the bottoms, and I feel like that just really helps. And not only like the new way I'm doing my base that helps like my face get lifted, but I feel like with the brows, like the fluffy soap brow thing, like with the brows being all the way up, I feel like that lifts the face as well, so I love that. Yeah, if you guys want an updated brow routine, let me know in the comments. I'll definitely do that for you guys before I get my brows laminated, because then I won't be able to do it. But let me know if you would like to see my updated brow routine as well. So let's go ahead and start blending this out. You can use a brush or a sponge. I kind of just do whatever I feel like doing at the moment. So I'm going to go in with the sponge and I'm going to blend upward. You can see here. You don't want to blend down because that'll just drag the shadow down. So you always want to go up like so. And then in this case, when I blend out my jaw, I blend down, like I don't blend up. And then I'll just bring whatever I have extra over on my chin. And then I'll drag down here. Just want to make sure that like triangle right here is like fully covered in the contour shade, because that's going to help like sculpt your chin but also hide like any kind of like double chin you might have. Like I've noticed like this little thing is my new friend now, so I've been trying to hide it. So this helps. And then sometimes I will contour the sides of my throat. It just depends. Like if I have anything left over, I'll do it. And that just will really help like define your neck, your jaw, and everything even more. Okay, so we have that, and then we'll start on the forehead. So the forehead, you want to go up into the hairline. I don't always do my forehead because you guys know I have bangs, but today I haven't really decided how I want to do my hair, so I figured I would just contour my forehead just in case. But the more you get it in the hairline, the less obvious it looks, you know? So you kind of just want to like coat your baby hairs. And then we'll do this. So you want to keep this shape from what I understand. So I'm just going to kind of like twirl my sponge, you know, to where it's like going in like a half moon. And I'm going to kind of connect it to the cheek contour. You can see that? Like this is like fairly new for me. I'm not really sure if this is something that I'll continue to do, but I wanted to show you guys because when I see people do it on TikTok, it looks good on them. I think it just depends on what you like and like your face shape, but I could like take it or leave it, you know what I mean? Okay, now we're gonna work on the lips. And then for my nose, I'm gonna take a brush and just blend that. You do want to connect your, okay, before I tell you that part. So I always contour the tip of my nose. I've always done that and I like it. And then I'll put a little bit on my nostrils too. I just like the way it looks. And then we'll start blending this out. So what I was saying is like you do want to connect your nose contour like up into your eye. One, that'll kind of contour your eye a little bit, but two, it just kind of makes the nose contour like look like everything is connected and not just you have these brown lines in the middle of your face, you know? But with lash extensions, it's kind of hard. So I'm just gonna pat that. And I know a lot of people always do this to get more of that button nose look. I don't know, I kind of just like putting the two lines down the center and doing like the entire tip of my nose. Like that's what I like, but feel free to do whatever you like. I'm just going to keep pressing this in. And then I'll go over lightly with the sponge. Oh, I'm glad I looked up close because that was not blended. But one thing I like about the cream contour is one, I feel like it looks a little bit more natural and not like muddy, you know, except for like right here. If you guys remember, I complained about this spot on my cheek a few months ago where I got like 2 pimples there, and then ever since they've gone away, this part of my cheek has never been the same. And like I shave it, I exfoliate it, but it's still like bumpy. Like I don't know, like it's just never gonna go away. So whenever I do my makeup still to this day, it looks kind of like chunky, like muddy right there, just that one little circle, and I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to continue to exfoliate and shave it, and then maybe eventually it'll go back to normal. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. So now that I have the cream contour and see how it looks really good. So now we don't really need like a powder bronzer, which I really like because that will, you know, in my opinion, I feel like the more cream products you can use, the better they look, like the more natural they look, and the more they just kind of like flow into the skin, like sink into the skin, I guess. So moving on to my new blush routine. So I've been using a cream blush, and then whatever shade of a cream blush that you like, make sure to bust that out. And then I always try to find something that is similar in a powder version as well, so I have both. So for today, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Bora Bora, and it's just this hot pink one. So today I'm going to be using this, and then I like to apply it with this buffing foundation brush from Profusion, but it's the only brush that like fits in this little tiny thing, so don't be shy, like get it on there. So I do this, and then I apply it right on my eye socket in my upper cheek. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to bring it all the way to my hairline. And then I go right underneath my eye too. And I've only, if I'm being honest, I've only done the underneath blush thing with pink blush. So I don't know what it would look like with a darker blush or like an orangey peachy one. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've only done it with this pink one. So just be careful, because I don't know. Like so far, me putting it underneath my eye works, but only with this shade. So I just want to throw that out there. So yeah, I bring it all the way underneath, all the way up. I kind of made this part up on my own where it goes right underneath the eye, and I've been like really liking it. You can see, and it'll kind of like darken up the concealer if you've gone a little bit too light, which I did put a super light concealer on, so it kind of just helps darken that up. So just gonna continue to apply this. And this blush, it'll kind of go on dark, but after a little bit it just really like sinks into the skin, so it doesn't stay as, you know, like, oh my god, that's a lot of blush. Does that make sense? Like it'll sink into the skin. So I'm gonna do that. And then I thought I would never do this, if I'm being honest, and I started doing just a little bit on the bridge of my nose. I told myself I would never do it, but here I am. So apply a little bit and just connect the two together like so. Okay, so that is the cream blush. You can see I just really like it. And like normally I would apply my blush like on the apples of my cheeks and all the way back, but now that I've been just doing like a W, I guess you would say, I just like it better. So now we'll go in with the powder. Anything that's a powder version of your cream blush works. So this is a Eco Tools Precision Blush Brush, and I'll just lightly go in there, tap off the excess, and I'll just tap on top like so. I guess I'm kind of like setting the blush, the cream blush, but I'm pretty sure the e.l.f. blush, it's like cream to powder, so I think it would eventually just set itself, you know, but I just like this. I guess I'm giving myself like a sunburned look, but it works, so I like it. So we have that, and then I'm gonna set my under eyes. So I've been doing that last. I'm gonna use the Becca Under Eye setting powder. Use any setting powder that you like for your under eyes. I know mine personally are super finicky, so I can't really put just anything down there. So I'm just gonna take this Sigma tapered highlighter brush, dip in there, and then I'll take my original concealer brush and I'll just tap underneath there so I don't have any creases. I'll do that, and then I'll go in with this, press and drag. Then I'm gonna go ahead and set my lids with this powder too. And then I kind of like lightly set my brows, which I think I saw, who did I see do that? It was either Patrick Ta or Ariel, I believe his name is, Kylie Jenner's makeup artist. I can't remember. One of them I saw set the brows with powder. I want to say it was Ariel, but I'm not sure. And then we'll just do the same on this side, and I just make sure I just am only setting like my under eye, like not like this how I would normally. I only go right on my under eye. Okay, so if you didn't want to set your whole face, which I haven't really been doing a lot lately, but I'm going to at least like bake underneath here, and I'm going to use the Laura translucent powder. And I'm just going to use my brush, pick it up, that, and then I'll go right underneath. And then I am going to kind of round out my cheeks, so I'm going to bring that up, like so. I can only use this powder to bake. For whatever reason, it just does not work for me if I try to set my entire face. So to lightly set my forehead and my neck and stuff, I'm going to use the Lancome translucent powder. Sometimes I set my face and other times I don't. So, but today I'm going to, just because I don't want it to like get on my shirt. So I'm just going to lightly set this, and then I'll dust a little bit of this on my forehead as well. I have to be careful though, because when I set my forehead, I always end up like pushing my brows down. So that's why I said at the end, when I'm done with all my makeup, I'll fix my brows. Okay, so now that we have that, let's move on to highlighter. I've been loving these two, so I've been kind of using both. This is the Airspun loose highlighter in the shade Snow Much Ice. I like to use this when I have like less of a tan, I guess. And then it just looks really nice. It just melts into the skin, love it. Or I'll use the Kylie Jenner Santorini, which I think they stopped making. So if I can find something similar, I'll definitely let you guys know. But I don't really buy a lot of loose highlighters because I didn't really like them because they're messy. But I've been using them lately because they're just beautiful. So I finally hopped on that train. But if I can find anything similar, I'll definitely let you guys know. But now that I think about it, I think they have 3 shades of the Airspun one. I have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure there's 2 or 3 shades, so maybe one of them is similar to this Kylie one. If it is, I'll let you guys know. All right, so I'm gonna take this Morphe M501, and I just dip a little bit into the actual product, see that? And I'll swirl it around in the cap and tap it off, and then I'll sweep it across. So I'm gonna take it from that side all the way up. You can see. And then I will put this on the apples of my cheeks just because I like it when I can see the highlighter from the front and the side, not just the side, you know what I mean? And then I'll get Cupid's bow and my chin, but make sure to stay on that crease because like I said, the lower you bring it down, you can kind of see, like I probably should have contoured up a little bit more. And then this is something new that I haven't been doing, is contouring above my brows, which I did it in a picture. I did it and then I took a picture and I was like, that just looks so good. So I've been doing that. I usually don't, but it looks so good. So I started doing that. So I'll do that, and then I will hit the center of my forehead too, which I feel indifferent about because I want to like minimize the size of my forehead, but for whatever reason putting the highlight in, I don't know, it just looks so good, like in person and in pictures. I just love it. So I've been doing that, and then I'll do my nose. So I kind of angle the brush on the side And then I'll highlight my nose and the tip. I'm just gonna do my eyeshadow with you guys. I'm just gonna take this Kylie palette and I'm just gonna do like, probably this shade right here, which I think is called Tiger Eye? No. Goldstone? I don't know. It's this shade right here. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that in the crease. I just wanted like a little bit of color there, you know? And then I'll take it on a different brush and just do my lower lash line. And then I'm just gonna take this shade right here and just use that for my inner corner highlight. And then I'll just use the same for my brow highlight. Just a little bit. Which, I mean, I could use the face highlighter too, but oh well. Okay, so now that I didn't set like down here, you know, when I go to stipple off the Laura Mercier powder, I just kind of bring it down and then that sets the bottoms of my cheeks. And then I'm just gonna stipple in the highlighter and the blush together. I think I put way too much highlighter on my nose. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of nude liner in my waterline. So depending on what kind of finish that you want, I would use whatever setting spray fits whatever you're going for. So if I want more of like a dewy kind of healthier look, I'll go in with MAC Fix Plus first and then I'll go in with a setting spray. So this is just the Morphe one. Or if I just want kind of like a more matte natural look to my skin, I'll just use this and skip the MAC Fix Plus. But I just wanted to point that out. So I'm just going to use the Morphe one today. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off here real quick. I'm going to do some lower lash mascara in my lips and I'll come back and show you guys the final look. So I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what's on my lips. So I went in with MAC Strip Down first. Then I busted this guy out. This is the NYX Lingerie Liquid Lip in the shade Lace Detail. And then I went on top of that with MAC Cream Sheen Glass. And this is in the shade Boy Bait. I really like this lip combo. I'm like totally living for it. And then for my lower lash line, I just used the Maybelline Lash Discovery in Waterproof. I'm just gonna wait for that to kind of dry and then I'll go in with a Q-tip and kind of like fix it up. But yeah, this is the final makeup look. You guys probably noticed that I didn't put on any powder bronzer. I kind of stopped using it when I started using a bunch of like cream contour. It kind of replaced it for me, but sometimes if I feel like I need a little bit more warmth to the skin, especially when I don't have a self tan, I'll do that last. So I'll do my cream contour, my blush and highlight, and then I'll take the bronzer on kind of like an angled brush and I'll just hit like right here, like just this area. I don't even bring it down here anymore. I just do like right here. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my updated foundation slash base routine. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, I will link everything that I used in my description box in case you're interested in any of the products that I used. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.